Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
Hello everyone, this is AJ Orsini, and I am your host for Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and this is episode lucky number 13. It is January 2nd. It is the first Orsini podcast of 2018, and 2017 was fun. It was good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst, but it's gone now. It's over. We're now moving into 2018, and I gotta tell you, if the ending of 2017 for me was any indication as to what's coming in 2018, you can fucking have it. You can have it. I don't want it. I want no part of 2018 if it's gonna start off the way that it has started off. Okay, so let's backtrack here. I got a lot of shit to get off my mind here. Okay, this is the one place that I can come to vent it all out, and I fully intend to do just that. There is other shit not related to me that I want to talk about here, but I have got to get all this shit out. So the title of this episode is Fudge Teeth Part 2. But before we can get to the fucking teeth, okay, before we can get to teeth, let's start at the fucking beginning, okay? And it all started with episode 11 of this podcast. So I had my wife on for that show. Okay, it was the first time I had a guest. We went back and forth. It was a whole lot of fun. And so after that, the plans were being made because it was supposed to be a test run. So the plans were being made that we were going to go ahead and invest and do some equipment stuff and really bring in the materials that I need to really push this podcast forward and do bigger and better things. That's thus the test pilot, which went well. I had fun. She had fun. Sounds like you guys had fun. So that's great. That's awesome. So what had happened was the following podcast was supposed to be a Christmas edition. You know, we were supposed to do best of, which is what I did. I did the best of. But the podcast that you had on that I uploaded to Podbean, okay, was actually the second version. Okay, so I had another episode that was a best of, and it was again with my wife. It was supposed to be kind of like a double duty thing. It was going to be back to back. My wife was going to join me. We were going to have some conversation about some of the best stuff that happened in 2017. We actually did record it. We sat down. We did our thing. Okay? But it's not the one that made air. I actually recorded over it because I didn't like it. I've done, up until that point, I had done 11 episodes. I feel fairly confident or excited about all of them. That one was shit. Here's why it was shit. I mean, shit to the point where I heard it like the next day and just went, no fucking way am I putting this up. So I actually recorded another one. This one was by myself because my wife was busy with my son. So we couldn't do the guest thing again. So I just did it myself. But here's why the episode was so fucking shitty. And here's why we couldn't do it again together. Because she was busy with my son. Because that Thursday, which I think, let me get this, the calendar up in front of me. Okay, let's get this calendar up because I really want you guys to fucking follow me on this journey of bullshit that just took place. So the episode that was supposed to go up, the episode was supposed to go up on the 27th. So we recorded the episode the 26th, which was Tuesday, and we did a shit job. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. So I recorded it again Wednesday, just in time for it to be uploaded on time. Now, why was the episode shit? Because we were doing a best of, and I ended up doing the topic anyway, so what was so shit about it? What was so shit about it is that me and my wife were fucking dead. We were dead. We had no fucking energy. We didn't have the fucking want or the need to really fucking do anything. I really felt like that was the first episode that I ever did that was forced. Like, okay, we have to get an episode out, so let's just fucking do it. And I didn't want to put up an episode that I actually fucking felt forced to do. I like having fun with these episodes, so I didn't want to put that out. But why didn't we do so well? We were tired. We were beat up. We were out of it. To be honest with you, we pushed through. We're soldiers, but it did not give us the quality that I wanted. Why are we tired? So let's the calendar's right in front of me. So follow me. Today is January 2nd. So follow me, because I'm about to take you on a fucking ride. You ready? So Thursday the 21st. Yes, we're going that fucking far back. Thursday, December 21st, I get a phone call from my son's daycare. Okay? Now, I leave my job at 3. My wife also leaves her job at 3, but we're at 2 different sections of Brooklyn. She needs to pass me to get to my son's daycare. Okay? So what normally happens is that she will either pick me up and we'll go together, or she will come home and I will go get the boy. On this particular day, Thursday, the 21st, they called me on my cell phone and said that my son was spiking a fever. Okay? They said he was 103, which was up from he had woken up with a 103-degree fever, which was about a 2-degree difference from when he first felt hot, which was earlier in the morning, but he was about 101. So I guess they didn't feel the need to call me for 101. But they did call me for 103. So they said, yeah, Alex is spiking a fever. He's 103. We wanted to know if you guys can come by and pick him up. I said, well, we're already on the road. It's about 3 o'clock when she called me. So we were already going there, regular time. So they said, okay, no problem. So we head over to the daycare, regular fucking times. Matter of fact, I think we were a few minutes late. Okay? He's beet red. He's lethargic. He's fucking out of it. Right? So, mind you, we had no warning about this. He gets sick every now and then, but you can kind of see it coming. This time around, we didn't see it coming. It was a hurricane. It just came. Okay? So, we take him home. We do the drill. Any parent that has toddlers or who has ever had toddlers will tell you the drill. You know, it's Motrin, it's Tylenol, it's back and forth. Tylenol every 4 hours. Motrin every 6. Okay, you go back and forth. You give them fluids. We tried the chicken soup. We gave the kid tea. You fucking name it. We gave him the fucking business. Now, that was the 21st. So Friday, we figure, because this is one day before our vacation. We have to get through Friday, and then we can begin our vacation. Right? And the actual Christmas vacation. So we get to Friday. So Friday morning, I had the idea in my head that I would probably call out and stay home with the boy while he gets well. But when we woke up Friday morning, the fucking kid didn't have a fever. He was normal as shit and responded. He was cool. So we took him. Now, I'm not going to fall for the head fake. He had a fever, so he might spike another one. No kid just gets a fever for a few hours and then starts to, become his normal self, fixing engines and hanging the sheetrock the next fucking day. Doesn't happen. So we had the idea in our heads that if he fucking spikes again, just fucking call me. And call me. Because my wife can't go pick him up. Not from her job, not from where she's at. I can take off. Or at least I can leave early. So just call me if anything happens. So we drop him off at 7. It ain't but 11. 4 hours later, fucking phone call. Yup, spiked again. He's 102. So I said, cool, no problem. I leave my job early. I go get the fucking kid. Kid's burning up. He's lethargic. Same shit. So now we're on the 22nd, burning up. So now we're going to skip ahead. Saturday the 23rd, Christmas Eve, Sunday. The fucking kid is miserable. Miserable. Okay? Crying. We made the joke. My wife was pregnant again because he just wouldn't let my wife go. He wanted his mommy so fucking bad. The kid was he wasn't even all over the place. He was just dead weight. He didn't want to do shit. He required all kinds of attention. He was spiking fevers. He was taking these weird naps. He was crying at night. Hell for 4 fucking days. Now we're going into Christmas. This kid's fucking half dead. Okay? So we're getting into Christmas. Christmas morning, he wakes up. Okay? So we're giving him the Motrin. We're giving him the Tylenol. Same shit. This fever ain't fucking breaking. But he's powering through. Alright? So it's Christmas morning. So obviously he got shit. Okay? The House of O came through for little O. Okay? So he went and got a bunch of shit. So he's opening up his packages. He's playing with shit. Yada, yada, yada. He must have played with his toys, 30, 40 minutes. And then that fucker was done. He is back on the couch, chilling. He didn't want his iPad. He didn't want the fucking TV. He just wanted to fucking lay there. He was feeling like shit. All right? Christmas Day. He's 2 years old. He'll be 3 next month. And he has already packed it in. He's done. If you would have seen his face on Christmas Day, he was appreciative that he had the gifts. I'll give him that. He hugged us. He kissed us. He thanked us. But he wanted the cool, calming relief of death to just take him Christmas Day. Okay? That's what he wanted. So we're getting in Christmas night. And we started noticing something's a little off. So he's been blowing his nose, and we've been getting different colored mucus. And I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but he's got different colored mucus. Okay? That's not abnormal for a fever, but it started changing tint. It was almost brown-like. Didn't think much of it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It doesn't really seem too out of the norm. So now we get to Tuesday the 26th. And Tuesday the 26th, not only does he have somewhat of a fever, he's a little better on the temperature portion, but the fucking guy's eyes are glazed the fuck over. He looked like Rocky after the first fight against Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. You know, when the one where he's crying over Mickey's grave and he's got like no vision at all. This dude looked like he had went 12 rounds and it came up to a decision and it didn't look like he won. Okay? He was fucked up. So now we're on day 5, I believe. 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of this unmitigated just fucking disaster of a Christmas vacation. Okay? So now as parents, we have to make the decision. Okay? Do we take him to the doctor? Or do we wait it out, see what happens? It's a nosebleed. So my wife and I decided, you know what? After 4 days, it should be starting to get better. It seems to be getting worse. Right? So we said, okay, we're going to call his fucking, his pediatrician. Right? It's the same pediatrician he's had since he was born. The pediatrician's good. Let's call him up. Let's get Alex in there. Right? So we called the office. We'd like to see our doctor, please. Yeah, he's on vacation till January 8th. January 8th. What are our other options here? Do you have any other pediatricians in the office? Nope. They're all gone for the next 1 to 2 weeks. So no pediatrician option on the fucking table. Cool. So the next option is emergency room. Obviously, you can go to the emergency room. They'll take a look at him. Try to stop the bleeding. Yada, yada, yada. But the last time he got sick, and we took him to the emergency room, they had him in there for about an hour, running all kinds of tests, and obviously nothing came back, and I ended up paying $150 for them to give the fucking kid Motrin, which was what I was giving him at fucking home. I didn't need to give you $150 for fucking Motrin, okay? But that's what I ended up doing. So I said this time around, they not fucking me on $150. We gonna have to find another way. Unless we have zero option. Then I'll take my son to the emergency room and I'll foot the bill. But I'm not dropping $150 for this motherfucker to give him Motrin. So, secondary option. We start looking through the internets. I put some shit up on social media and asked a few questions, and we landed on possibly taking him to a walk-in clinic. New York has a bunch of these now. They're all over the place. City MD and Modern MD and all this different shit. And I just wanted to know, because I had this feeling like he would need antibiotics. If he hadn't shaken it yet, that means he's got something viral. It ain't shaking, and we need something to get in there and clean this fucker out. Okay? So I figure I'll go to the fucking walk-in clinic with the kid, and he'll get some fucking medicine, and we'll be good. Hopefully, be able to salvage this motherfucking Christmas vacation. So, I digress. We find a place called PM Pediatrics. Now, for the record, this place was awesome. The people were nice. It took good care of my kid, and we got lucky. I went to this fucking place, and there was nobody in it. Okay, this is Tuesday the 26th, it's the day after Christmas. So I guess nobody else's dumbass was sick the day after Christmas, but there it is. So how the fucking Orsinis are fucking sick, right? So we're taking the ass to the pediatrician at PM Pediatrics, and I said, hey, this is our insurance. Do we have a copay here? And they said, yeah, most of the things that are here are covered, but you'll still have to drop a $50 copay. Now, I love my son very much, but I'm not entirely sure I enjoy him $150 worth. $50 is within my love budget. I can handle $50. I love him that much. I'll drop the 220s and the 10. But if you're asking me to drop 7 20s and a 10, I got a problem. So we took his ass to PDM Pediatrics. And they took his ass in there, and they swabbed him, and they x-rayed him, and they ran every test of the wazoo. And they kept him comfortable, too. The place is wonderful. They got a TV inside the room where he could watch his cartoons. It was perfect. If I had to choose a hospital situation, this one was great. Private room, not in there with a bunch of screaming kids. Perfection. Problem is, they ran every test they could possibly fucking run, and guess what? Nothing. He didn't have a fucking thing, right? So I said, man, he's got nothing, but he's got something because he's sitting here. So what are we going to do here? So they said, okay, we're going to talk to the doctor. We'll figure this out. We'll come back with a solution, right? So we sitting. I'm candy crushing. We're all doing shit, right? That's my point. So the doctor comes back. All the tests normal. Everything's good, right? So what the fuck do they do? What the fuck do they do? You know what they do? I'll tell you what they did. They gave the motherfucker Motrin. Motrin, motherfuckers. Again, with this motherfucking Motrin. They gave him, it cost me $150 the first time they gave this nigga Motrin. Now, I take him to the PM Pediatrics. They got me for $50 on this Motrin. I'm putting Motrin and their CEO's kids through motherfucking college is what's happening right now. Okay? The emergency room fucking took me for $150 and gave his ass Motrin. They ain't even mixed the motherfucker up. They told me to mix it up. They went with straight Motrin. Now, here's the funny part about it. When I went to the emergency room the first time and they gave him Motrin, it was still a day or two, and then he started to improve. Right? So here we are, December 26th. In PM Pediatrics, they gave his ass Motrin. He took the Motrin. We drove the fuck home, and we started our normal routine again, just to see what would happen. Wednesday the 27th, this motherfucker wakes up, and he's the $6 million man. This dude can recite poetry. He can drive now. He redid my kitchen while I was asleep. He didn't go back to normal. He was above average. He was a mutant now. He was a superhero. This motherfucker had super strength, super hearing, super speed. He was a whole different person. Okay? His eyes was wide open. His nose had dry blood in it because of all the blood that I guess he was bleeding overnight, but he wasn't gushing no damn blood. This motherfucker was running the 40 and under 4 flat. This dude was superhuman. He could have been drafted into the NFL on Wednesday the 27th. Okay, he was a whole new man come the 27th. So they got me for the $50 for the Motrin, but I'm gonna safely assume they didn't give his ass no regular ass Motrin. That must have been some human growth hormone Motrin where it sped up, or some sort of steroid, or some sort of super magical pill they gave him to boost his immune system, some super hemoglobin shit. I don't know what it was, but he was a different motherfucker when he came back to the house. Okay, on the 27th of December, he was another breed of person. Okay, so that's halfway through the vacation. So we figured to ourselves, hey, we can salvage this, right? So he's good Wednesday the 27th. Thursday the 28th, we already had plans. We were kind of hoping he would get better by at least 28th because we had plans to see one of Steph's old college roommates who lives out in Queens. Yes, they're still friends to this day. Wonderful person. Love hanging out with her. She loves hanging out with us and loves hanging out with the baby. So we go to her house. Lord and behold, he is free of his sick bondage. He is no longer free. He is up and down this woman's house like a goddamn hurricane. Right? Destruction. All right? So he's clearly back to normal. He's back to his old self. Clearly. So I decided, since he's back to full health here, and we didn't get no goddamn vacation, me and my wife, I decided I'm going to try to pull some strings and get ourselves a little help. So my wife and I decide we're going to call in the closer, and that's my sister, Wayne. Now, Wayne is the youngest of the 4 kids. I'm the oldest. Wayne is the youngest. But Wayne is my son's favorite human being on earth. It was like getting another Christmas present 4 days later. So I said, Wayne, she lives in South Jersey. I said, Wayne, why don't you come babysit him over the weekend? We'll still be there, but at least you'll be able to kind of tag us out. We can go out at night, and we can go do our thing and be adults for once in a goddamn life. So she came through. So that takes me to Friday the 29th. Friday the 29th, my sister comes through. She's watching the baby. We chilling. So I made plans for Saturday the 30th and New Year's Eve. Okay? That was the plan. If we couldn't do Christmas, God damn it, we're going to do New Year's Eve because we got to go back to work on the 2nd. So we're going to do some Christmas Eve shit. Okay? So that's the 29th. We'll skip on over to the 30th. And guess what? You'll never fucking guess. You will never, well, actually, you might guess because that's the title of the goddamn show. My motherfucking teeth decided to rear its ugly head. Now, if you missed episode 4 of my podcast, you heard me, or if you missed it, you didn't hear me, but you should go back and listen to it. I listened to it a little while ago before I came on here because I wanted to get my fucking facts straight. Okay? Now, I did a little promo on my teeth way back when, about 8 weeks ago, episode 4. I did the episode called Fuck Teeth because I was mad at my motherfucking teeth, and I was mad at the person who's supposed to be taking care of my teeth. Now, you just heard my whole story when it came to my son being sick during Christmas. Now, let me tell you about my motherfucking teeth. Okay? Saturday the 30th. We supposed to be getting ready to throw down. We gonna be adults for once. She looking sexy. I'm looking good. We about to go meet up with a friend. We're gonna do some Star Wars. We're gonna do some bar. We're gonna drink. We're gonna be foolish. It's gonna be a grand old time. Now, a buddy of mine who I've named on this show before, Mr. Paul Green, who will be on the show at some point because he's been egging me to do it. Even Saturday night when we got together, he was pushing me to do it. And I think I want to do it because we tend to have some pretty fun arguments. But before we get to him, my teeth are fucking throbbing. And I don't know why. I have no fucking clue. So I say to myself, I said, self, you need to come up with a goddamn game plan to figure out what's going to happen here. Because regardless of what's going on with my teeth, I'm going out. This is happening. I have earned this. My wife has earned this. We going out. So what I did, which is something you're not supposed to do, and I don't advocate this, but I took, I don't know, it must have been 3, maybe even 4 Excedrins, and I just crammed them in. And I had some on post, too, in case I needed them. I was taking aspirins like a motherfucker and chasing them down with whatever I can get my hands on. Now, I got lucky. As the day progressed and we got closer to the night, the teeth issue started to go away. It did. It started to go away little by little. Little by little. We got into Star Wars. I guess the movie, I got into the movie, I guess, a little bit, and it just started to fade away. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Star Wars after I'm done with this tooth situation. But it started to fade away. Started to go away just a little bit. And I started feeling better. And then we left the movie theater. We went straight to the bar, which was about, we went to Turtle Bay, which is up on 52nd and 2nd. And we're at Kips Bay, which is on 32nd and 2nd. So we didn't go very far. All right? We didn't go very far. Get up to the bar. Start to drinking, and I felt fantastic. I guess because I was drinking, but I felt fantastic. It was great. I felt good. It was awesome. And then we took the train home, and we got in kind of late. I got to eat some late night food at the crib at the House of O here. Everything was glorious. And then Sunday morning, it was almost as if fate gave me the 30th in exchange for the 31st. My teeth said, fucker, I'll give you 1, but you ain't getting 2. And sure enough, that's what fucking happened. Because New Year's Eve, I woke up like my sister had walked into the room 2 hours prior and just took a baseball bat to the side of my face over the course of a 2-hour span. And I woke up with the swollen face, the teeth jamming into my gums, all kinds of fucking problems. I'm hurt. No fucking sign. Okay? There's no warning for this. It just fucking happens. So if you heard my last rant, you'll know this is fucking irritating. There's no pain in this world like tooth fucking pain. Turns even the grownest of men into the biggest bitches on the planet. Tooth pain is a bitch. So I said to myself, I'm in trouble. I start to actually physically fucking hyperventilate and panic because it's hurting me. I'm sore. It's tender. I'm hurt, but I ain't there yet. You know what I mean? I'm not at that pain point where it's driving me fucking crazy. It's manageable. I took some more Excedrin. They were helping, but when I couldn't come back from Excedrin, woo, I knew I had a motherfucking problem. So I did the stupidest thing in the world, and I was check my dentist availability. Now, if you didn't listen to the last one when I talked about my teeth, my dentist is the worst and the best dentist on the planet. He has a 100% success rate when it comes to my mouth. He figures out my teeth like nobody's business, and he fixes it every single time. Every single time without fail. The problem is, motherfucker is never around. Never around. No weekends, no Fridays. Monday and Wednesday are in the morning, and Tuesday and Thursday are really the only time, and that's if he's in. So, therein lies the rub. I gave you guys the schedule last time. That's the schedule. I'm giving it to you again because I want you to hear my plight. So now when I called my pediatrician, he was out till January 8th. So my son was fuck city him. Okay? So now I got teeth issues. My mouth has turned heel on me 100%. My mouth is evil right now. I don't like my mouth. I don't like my teeth. I don't like any of those motherfuckers. Not one. I don't mean to put them all in the same boat, but according to my mouth, they all hurt. So I decided to do the stupid thing, and that's actually have hope. I said there's no fucking way that my dentist will let me down right now. And I go onto the internet, and I look my fucking doctor up, and he has appointments and stuff you can make online. I go to check the availability for my dentist. January 16th. This motherfucker doesn't have an opening till January 16th. I'll remind you, this podcast right now is being filmed January 2nd on a Tuesday. Okay? January 2nd. January 16th is when he will be available. He is on holiday. And you're saying to yourself, well, AJ, you're doing this podcast pretty good right now. You don't sound like you're in a whole lot of pain. Maybe you can make it to the 16th. Well, there's two parts to that, sassy pants. January 16th, he has availability. At 11 o'clock in the fucking morning. I can't make 11 o'clock in the morning. I need to find one of them 3 p.m. jump-offs. So I'm searching through the ebook here. This motherfucker can't see me till the end of the month. I'd have to call the fuck out to go see him. And I don't have days to take. But, second part, your mouth sounds fine. You're doing the podcast pretty good. Yeah, let's talk about that for a fucking second. So I gave the story of the last time I fucking had my teeth in pain. I went to the ER, wasted goddamn time. Eventually, when I did see him, he helped me out. Now, here's the conversation you guys didn't get. Okay, so the last time I saw him, I told him, I said every fucking thing I put in my mouth to try to cure this pain, it never goes away. Nothing. I buy all the shit from Rite Aid, nothing. I buy all the shit over the counter, nothing. Oral gel, paste, glue, goat semen, whatever the fuck will work, I will attempt to try on my goddamn teeth. Never fucking works. The only thing that works on my mouth, for whatever reason, is amoxicillin. For some reason, he gives me amoxicillin, and baby, I'm back in the game. Now, amoxicillin is not a painkiller. It's not. Amoxicillin just cleans the blood. It's an antibiotic. That's all it does. He usually pairs the amoxicillin with something called a hydrocodone. And hydrocodone is balls. It is useless pieces of shit. That painkiller does fucking nothing for me. It kills no pain. It's almost like I took the hydrocodone down into my bloodstream. He walked in there all swollen buff, and the fucking tooth said, "Fuck you, bitch," and smacked him right back in the face, and he started crying. That's what hydrocodone does in my body. It gets bitched out by the real pain in my body. Amoxicillin goes in there, doesn't say shit, and just shoots the fucking place up. And whoever's standing is standing, and whoever's down is down, and that's it. Long as the pain goes away. So amoxicillin always fucking works. So I told the dentist the last fucking time, I don't know how much amoxicillin I'm going to need for this particular incident, but I need you to double that motherfucker in my pill case so that in case this shit happens again, I have enough amoxicillin to make it to the next goddamn appointment. Now, last time, the next goddamn appointment was only but 5 days. Friday to Tuesday. What was that? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, 4 days. 4 days. I survived 4 days without the amoxicillin. So I'm sure if you can give me some extra amoxicillin, I'll make the next appointment regardless of what it is. And he agreed. Guess what? You can't OD on amoxicillin, so he just gave me a shitload of them. So the reason why you can hear me right now, and I'm not holding my mouth like I was the other day, is because I've been loading up on amoxicillin. That's why. I'm hopped up on that bitch as we speak. So I'm feeling fucking great. The problem is I don't think I got enough amoxicillin to make it to the end of the goddamn month. So I don't like teeth pain. I've grown to hate it more and more each day as I've gone on this beautiful blue and green planet I'm on. I fucking hate it. And if I don't make it to that thing, it's been real, folks. I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you, but I can't do this shit no more. I can't do teeth pain. I will tap out in a millisecond. I'm just about done with it. So I got a bunch of amoxicillin in there. I'm going to take them until it goes away, and I'm going to keep the rest on hand until it comes back. I need to stretch this fucker out to make it to the end of the month so I can get this goddamn dentist appointment in here, and he can come in here and look at this shit and figure out what the hell's going on. Because my mouth is fucked up. So that was New Year's Eve. So guess what we did New Year's Eve? Nothing. I sat in a fucking tub with warm water shooting into my fucking face for like a fucking hour. That was my fucking New Year's Eve. Now, I came back out, took my amoxicillin, and it kicked in pretty good, and I got to midnight, kissed the wife and all that other stuff. That was fine. But the point is that we couldn't go out. Waste of a babysitter. Babysitter was sitting right there. So now I'm going to have to make it up to my wife somewhere along the line, which is fine. Date nights are always fun. But yeah, so that's my fucking teeth situation. That's my fucking Christmas situation. That's my fucking life situation. So if 2017 tried to fuck me on the way out, I just hope 2018 grabs me into a nice loving embrace and consoles the shit out of me till at least April. Because I can't have another fucking year the way 2017 ended. That was bullshit. All right, and then I go back to work. Today was the first day of fucking work. Dear God in heaven, people are fucking annoying. People are fucking annoying. So yeah, that was my Christmas. That was my fucking New Year's. I would ask if you guys had a better one, but I'm sure you had a better one. You couldn't have possibly have had a worse one. And if you did, I feel bad for you. I send my condolences out to you. But Jesus fucking Jiminy jumping ghost of Christ. I can't do shit like that every fucking... It was like fucking 9 days of just constant fucking shit. I didn't get a chance to do a fucking thing. That's why I'm not really bringing too much material to this fucking episode, folks, because everything down to my son, down to me being fucking sick, everything is a fucking wreck right now. Everything's a fucking wreck. So, having said all that, we're about... 35 minutes. Well, I just had to get all that shit off my chest. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to start talking about some other shit. All right? Fuck teeth. I'm not doing this shit with teeth anymore. Fuck teeth. Fuck pediatricians. Fuck the flu, which is what we found out my son eventually had. And we found out from another fucking doctor who called us back after reading fucking results. He had the flu. Well, why the fuck couldn't the first fucking doctor see that shit anyway? Well, I'm not doing it anymore. So, yeah, that was my fucking Christmas, and that was my fucking New Year's Eve. We tried to make the best of it. It wasn't terrible. We still got to do the gifts. We still got drunk at least the night before New Year's Eve. So we tried to make the best of it, but for the most part, pretty shitty end to 2017. So 2018, you better step your fucking game up because that was bad. That was bad, and I want no part of that shit. So back to normal, back to going full throttle here. And here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And one of the things I want to talk about that's not related to teeth or fucking pediatricians is my constant need, as of late, to improve the fucking show. So what happened is when I started this fucking thing, and I said it episode 1, I'm not really doing this shit for anybody, really, but myself. It sounds selfish, I know, and it sounds like a cop-out, actually. Like I won't have to do shit for the show because this doesn't mean shit to me. But it's not a cop-out. It's not something that I wanted to say. I legitimately want to do this show, and I want to do it to the best of my ability. The thing is I want to do it the way that I like. Because for so many years, I was working for wrestling promotions where I had to do everything somebody else's way. So it's nice to have a format. It's nice to have a forum, I should say, of doing my creative stuff and getting my outlet out my own way. So I mentioned something before about doing interviews. I definitely want to do interviews down the line. I've been saying that pretty much since I started, but Christmas has been good to me, and with gift giving and gift cards and stuff like that, I was able to put some of my own money and my wife actually helped invest a little bit, and my family really believes in me, and they really want to help me do something with this. So I'm going to put in the time, I'm going to put in the effort, and I've put in the money. And what we're doing here is this little beginner set that I've been rolling with for the last 12 episodes. It's getting pushed to the side, I guess, a little bit. I guess this could be an extra option here, but it's getting pushed to the side just a little bit, and we're getting some new stuff in here. And top to bottom, just refurbishing. New board, new wiring, new mics, new everything. The whole system's going to be completely different. I'm going to be doing things physically different here than I've been doing it, and it's all in the efforts of giving you guys the entertainment that you might like to hear. I still want to do it my way, but if it entertains you guys along the way, that's a great bonus for me, and that's definitely something that I want to do. So I got the equipment coming. This is actually the last episode I'll be recording on this mixer that I'm on. Everything should be coming in, if not tomorrow, then Thursday, and if not by Thursday, definitely this week. But it'll be in, and I've already started contacting people that I want to interview. Obviously, some wrestling personalities, but some non-wrestling personalities as well. And I want to get an eclectic mix of people. I just want to have great conversations with people that engage me, that I love having conversations with. And I don't want to sit here and just BS about just anything. I want to be progressive. I want to be creative. I just want to do some cool shit. That's it. And that's my only real aspiration with this. Just want to do some cool shit. So, I wanted to put that out there for you guys to know. Also, if you guys had any real ideas, is there someone you want me to interview, or just somebody you want me to reach out to? Is there somebody out there that you want to know more about, or you want to follow more, or you want to get more involved with? Because, and I say that in all honesty, because I have a huge problem with people not being able to answer simple questions. And the simple questions will be something like, well, what's your character? Or what's your gimmick? Or where do you want to go with this? Or is it really a hobby, or is it more of a full-time job? Like, these are very simple questions, and I always feel like people can't answer them. I feel terrible sometimes because I feel like I'm putting them on the spot. But in all fairness, if you're in the business, this is something you should have already been thinking about. So I've always asked these questions in private, and I've always gotten some interesting answers. Interesting enough to where I think they'd be interesting for you guys to hear. So I'd love to ask these questions on the air with people. I don't mind putting people on the spot. I don't because I think if you've really got it, if you've really got something going, and I think if you're really going to be the next big thing, that thinking on the spot really shouldn't be a problem for you. If it is, I mean, that's going to be a really big obstacle to overcome. I know that you can. They're not all wrestlers are great speakers, but it's going to help. It's going to help, and you're going to want to have that talent and that ability to do that. So I'm going to be challenging some people on this show, including a lot of my friends who are going to be coming on this show. I've spoken to a lot of them, performers, both in the ring and outside the ring. I've got book authors that I've been speaking with, and musicians, and just different aspects of sports and entertainment, and just to come in here and just go at it. But I'm not a journalist, but at the same time, I'm sick of interviewers always asking the same shit. I'm going to ask you the questions you may not want to be asked. You know, that's why I tell people before they come on the show, if you're not 100% an open book, if there's certain things that I can't speak about just because you don't feel comfortable with it or something, you don't need to be on the show. You know, if your job is holding me back from saying something, that's different. Like I've already had this conversation with a few people. I've spoken to some Impact Wrestling talent about coming on the show and doing interviews, and they're worried because they don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to do the wrong thing and have it been used against them. So I know it's a tough area. So if there's anybody out there that you want me to interview and you want to hear from and you want to get to know and you want to learn more about, please feel free to hit me up. You have all the social media stuff at the bottom of the episode. More importantly, you can email me, ajorsini96host@gmail.com. You could message me on any of the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, IG, all that different stuff. I just started a Snapchat today. Now, to be fair, I have no fucking clue how to use it. And I could tell I'm really bad at it because all I did was sign up. And people were already adding me. People that I know were already adding me, and I don't even know how they knew that I signed up. I have no fucking clue how they knew. So you could tell that I'm really bad at this. But I'm just trying to open myself up to different forums here and just expand. And word of mouth is always helpful. You know, people sharing it and getting the word out and letting people know about the show. Always good stuff. So anything that interests you about the interviews or anything like that, just let me know, and I will go out and I will reach out. No problem, to literally anybody. I don't give a shit. I will ask anybody. I don't care. And I will try to make that happen. So that's the interviews. The equipment's coming up, updated. My fucking teeth are going crazy, and pediatricians all suck during the holidays. So I've run through a gambit of eclectic shit here. I don't know if all of you are still keeping track, but there's a lot of shit going on. And there's some other shit that I have to concede defeat. I'm going to do that live here on the podcast. I lost a big argument, and I lost the argument on my show. My very first guest I had an argument with, and I lost. I didn't lose it that night, but I did officially lose it on last night when they, this is coming out on Wednesday, so 2 nights ago, on Monday, when they made the announcement that the rules for the Women's Royal Rumble were pretty much going to be identical to the men's, one of which including that the Women's Royal Rumble will have 30 women in it. I did not think they would do 30. To be fair on the record, I still don't think they should do 30. I think doing 30 is a huge mistake. A huge mistake. But I can see where the equality thing is, and it's not really doing it if you don't do it all the way. I get all those arguments, and I'm still hoping for the best. There is something about me that just says that 30 is not good. To be fair, sometimes I feel like 30 is too much for the men. So 30 being too much for the women, it's gonna be tough. It's the first time they're doing it, so I'm just gonna wait it out and see what happens. But I did find something in my recent research, my little sociology project when it comes to the Women's Royal Rumble, and I've been asking people both online and in person. And I'll ask them, well, who do you think's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble? And I'll get an answer between 3 or 4 people, really. You know, people are saying the same answers all the time. You know, some people say Shin, some people say Finn, some people say Bin. No, I'm making that one up. But it's Shinsuke and Finn. And I'm just hearing a bunch of people have said Cena for some stupid reason. My projection for the Men's Royal Rumble is, since Batista came back and won a second one, and then Triple H came back and won a second one, And then Randy Orton came back and won a second one last year. I think it's pretty obvious, to me anyway it is, as to who is going to be winning this year's Royal Rumble. I mean, I just listed the jelly beans for you right there. Who does it look like to you? Who does it sound like, if you follow the bouncing ball, is going to win the Royal Rumble? Huh? Who do you think it is? Woo! That's right. Right here, you heard it first on Orsini's podcast. If you follow the bouncing ball, Ric Flair will win the 2018 Royal Rumble. All of Evolution will complete the journey. So there it is, folks. Ric Flair winning the Royal Rumble. He'll probably be competing against Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. And let's be honest, if Ric Flair wins the Universal title, he will bring more prestige. He will bring more attention to that championship than any previous champion before him, which, for the record, consists of Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Ric Flair will be winning the Royal Rumble this year. The 2018 Royal Rumble winner will be Ric Flair. You've heard it here. But my point is, a lot of people seem to have at least a general idea of who will win the men's Royal Rumble. No one has a fucking clue who's winning the women's Royal Rumble. I've heard answers across the board naming women. Oh, Bayley's going to win it. Becky's going to win it. Naomi's going to win it. Asuka's going to win it. Carmella should win it just for shits and giggles, the whole deal with the briefcase. I've heard Trish Stratus is going to win it. Like they picked a surprise entrant to win the whole damn thing. Jazz is going to win. No, Jazz is not going to win the Royal Rumble. But that's my point. There seems to be more options, so to speak, for the women's Royal Rumble match when it comes to winners as to the men's. And that could add some intrigue to this matchup. I don't think there's going to be I don't really feel like there's that many people going, man, this match is going to be great. I don't see that many people doing that. So, having the ability to have this many talented women where anybody could win, it's nice. It's fresh. Because they don't have it for the men's match. We all know it's going to be the same people. I know who's going to be. I know exactly who's going to be. It's going to be Ric Flair. It's going to be the Nature Boy. It's going to be the man. That's right. He's going to come in, entrant number 23. Saying it now. 23. Ric Flair is coming out. He will win it all. And he's going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. The man. By the way, ESPN did a great job with his piece. Finally got a chance to sit down and say that. I know I'm way behind on that. But I had a lot going on. So I'm way behind on literally everything going on in my life. But yeah, great piece. I thought it was cool. Got to know a lot of it I already knew. If you've been a fan long enough, a lot of that stuff you already knew. But, it was still good. Well done. Especially the Reed Flair stuff. Pretty stiff shit. So, yes, I did mention in my rant earlier that the wife and I, my buddy, Mr. Paul Green, saw Star Wars The Last Jedi over New Year's Eve weekend. Got a chance to finally sit down, watch it. I heard the reviews beforehand. Yes, I heard spoilers because that's what I do. I listen to spoilers. And I pretty much got a heads up on a lot of shit. But I went into the movie theater completely cold and just went, all right, just wow me. I'm ready to be wowed. And that movie wasn't bad. Wasn't good. I thought that movie was fucking weird. I don't know. I left the theater so fucking confused as to literally everything that was fucking happening. And I don't want to, the movie came out a while ago. So if I start talking about the movie now, it shouldn't be spoilers. But for those of you who are sensitive to that type of shit, listen, I only got 9 minutes left in this podcast. I'm talking Star Wars The Last Jedi. So if you don't want to hear anything that happened in this movie, turn the fucking thing off now. Come back to it when you've seen the movie, and then it won't be that big a deal. So here it is. This is the warning. This is a spoiler warning. I'm going to talk Star Wars The Last Jedi. Just fucking turn it off if you haven't seen it yet, and just wait it out, because I'm gonna talk about it. Okay? This is your chance. You can go. Okay. All right. That was it. That was what they got. So, Star Wars The Last Jedi. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So confused. Now, before you ask, yes, I've seen every Star Wars there is to see. The cartoon shows, the some of the periodicals here with the comics. I've done a decent amount of homework here when it comes to Star Wars, and I have to say I'm confused as fuck. First of all, a lot of this movie was weird because, first of all, the rebel ship is moving in this direction, and they're being traced by the bad guy ship through hyperspeed, but they're fast enough to evade them, just enough, but not enough to be out of their vision. So this ship has to wait until they run out of gas, and then Poe sends Finn and Rose to go get a decryptor so that they can remove the trace, but then the real plan is to move them into transponders, which rendered the original plan moot, but the people from the original plan don't know, and they're going through their own little side mission just to return. I was confused. So many things going on. And then Luke is so emo. I was baffled. I was just listening to this, and I went, man, he's just annoyingly sad. You know, he was never like that before. And I've heard the criticisms and the explanations before and after I've seen the movie, and I guess that makes some sort of sense. You know, it's toll on him, and then I think the scene that really confused me and really kind of bothered me was the attempted murder scene that Luke apparently saw great darkness in Ben and tried to murder him, but he didn't have the guts to finish it off, and it was just, I don't know, it was just all over the place. And then it kind of got comical to the point where, like, at the end of the film, at the end of the film, they made it to this planet, so where they're in this cave that's heavily armed, big metal door, former rebel base, and they lock the door up, and then they say, well, we got to find a way out. Is there another way out? And then they're like, well, no, that's the only way out. That door is literally the only way out. And in the next fucking scene, they're outside. So I was like, all right, so did they open the fucking door and come out? Because they never gave us the indication as to how they got out. They set up a whole scene indicating they were trapped. There was no way out except for that big door. And then the next fucking scene, they're outside. So I don't know what happened. Did they use some sort of force to get out? Did they open the door and close it behind them? And then they had the big weapon, the First Order had this big weapon. I believe it was called the Door Knocker, but it reminded me of that machine from the Core, where they drilled through the earth. Yeah, they would have drilled through the door with this amazing light, and I was just like, that's one of my favorite movies. I wanted to watch the Core after I saw that. It was great. And then shooting at Luke Skywalker when they said, point every gun you have at him and just unload, and they just unloaded. And then he did a little dust his shoulder off move. I popped hard for that. And I thought that was just him being gangsta. Now that we know that he was just astral projecting, it does take away from the badassness a little bit, but it was hot. That part was hot. I feel like the fight scenes from these new movies are way different from the prequels. Like, the prequels get a lot of shit from fans, but like the fight scenes were like crazy in the prequels. I keep waiting, like in the scene where Rey and Kylo are fighting together. Like, it seems like they're just relying solely on their sword play. It's like, you guys are dominant forces in other ways. Like, I don't know. Like in the other movies, they used to use the force. They'd push him back. They would pull weapons from. Like they were very strategic. Now they just literally sword fight. So it's like you guys should have dispatched. Like I'm finding it hard to put Rey and Kylo in a very powerful position in my mind when they constantly struggle through shit. Constantly struggle. They struggled against like 6 of these red guys, and I'm like, how powerful are you really? You can't beat these random ass dudes, like these henchmen. Like you're struggling against henchmen. That's not good. And Snook dying in like the way that he did, I don't know. It was just very anticlimactic. I'm not going to sit here and say the movie was bad. It wasn't. I think for the overall entertainment value, I got a good kick out of it. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I'm not a huge Star Wars nerd, but I've seen them all. A bit of a fan, and I know my history. And I don't know. I don't know where this lines up. I guess I'll leave that for the real super hardcore fans. But for me, it was fun. It's something that I would watch again. I wouldn't pay $17 to watch it like I did on fucking Saturday. But when it comes on TV, I'll check it out, see what's going on. And I should have known right from the start when we got into the movie theater. When we got into the movie theater, and everyone was just looking at me because, like I told you earlier, I was hopped up, dude, on fucking medication. So I was talking crazy shit in the movie theater like the whole time. I was that one guy in the movie theater that won't shut up. So I should have known right there this was gonna be a long fucking night. But we got through it. It was a good movie. I had fun with it. Would I recommend it to people? Yeah. It's a good movie to sit through. If you're one of those hardcores, I don't know where you stand on this. I've heard negative. I've heard positive. If you're a fan of this show, contact me and let me know what you thought. I'd be curious to hear what you guys thought about the show. The movie, sorry. What you thought about the movie. And we'll go from there. So that was my Christmas. That was my New Year's Eve. Those are the plans that I have for the show. And those were my feelings on Star Wars The Last Jedi. And so that's the Women's Royal Rumble being 30 women, still too much. A lot of things going on. I've got some interviews coming down the pike, setting up dates. I'm gonna be investing more in that time into that. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 13, lucky number 13. Hope you guys had fun. I'm stuttering now toward the end here. Hope you guys had fun, and I look forward to 14, 15, 16, 27, 34, and 56. I don't know what those episodes will indicate, but I'm looking forward to them. So I got a lot of people contacting me back. This is going to be a fun experience. 2018 is going to be a whole lot of fun. I cannot wait. So thank you guys for tuning in for this episode. Thank you guys for downloading all my old episodes. My numbers have gone up immensely since I started. People are still downloading my episodes. They're starting from episode 1 and working their way down. I am definitely at a point now where I'm way ahead of where I thought I would be right now as far as listeners. So I'm very thankful for that. I don't know if that's word of mouth or people just downloading it and listening to it whenever they have the convenience. Either way, thank you for everything that you've done for me. So far in 2017, I will provide the best entertainment I possibly can in 2018. So I'll smell you later, and enjoy your week.
Please listen to my daddy show.
Please listen to my husband's show.